Right, my dears, I've got a very random update, just because I'm very overexcited, because I finished reading a Wolverine comic on the bus on the way, well, comic, I say graphic novels on the bus on the way here, and it was the greatest thing I have read in such a while that I just had to share it. So, I just got the 2-part Wolverine The Best There Is series, which was Contagion. I don't know how well you can see this, I'll fly it around a bit. And the second part, Broken Quarantine. Ooh, awesomest Wolverine graphic novels ever. Now, I know I'm a hardcore Wolverine fangirl, but these were really made for me. These are the Wolverine, I mean, not since, like, the Enemy of the State, like, 2-parter, when I was like, that's how I like to see Wolverine. Here's a double spread, and here he's killed off 400 people across 2 pages. You know, Wolverine on a mission. Wolverine, none of this 12-rated pansy-ass happy playmate of the X-Men Wolverine. No, this is how I see Wolverine. I mean, not only is it my Wolverine, as in, like, this, yeah, you know, no pathetic little, like, la la la, this is, you know, hardcore, insane, berserker, murderous, takes no prisoner, I want to kill you all, rip you to shreds, animal Wolverine. This is also one of the most disturbing graphic novels I've ever read, and one of the most vile and filthy and intense and grotesque and controversial, like, things Marvel have ever made, I feel. And I say Marvel because obviously I'm a Japanese anime and manga fan, a Japanese cinema fan. I know all about Nikitasu. I read yaoi manga, and I also own a hell of a lot of Japanese exploitation films and ultra-violence movements. But for something that isn't one of those things, my lord, was this, like, disturbing. I mean, the main premise is Wolverine somehow ends up being kidnapped by insane scientist, mental man, and every form of torture you've ever thought would be thrown at Wolverine gets thrown at him in one graphic novel. I mean, it's insane. He meets, like, the bad guys are basically seem to be a selection of people all with similar powers to Wolverine. They've all got healing factors, they're all really old, they're all just nutty, and they've all been collected by this bad dude called Windsor, who's using them for his own experiments, and Wolverine's like the ultimate prize, and each character gets their turn torturing Wolverine. So you got the ultimate sadist, who she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna rip you to shreds, and I'm gonna pull your heart out, and I'm gonna go, and you get like vampire dude who's like, I'm gonna eat you while I'm watching you. You get the crazy dude who's look into my eyes, I fuck with your head, oh my god, you're so messed up. Like, I'm gonna suck up your energy, I'm gonna suck out your soul, I'm gonna suck out your guts, I'm gonna poke. It's just like everything. Meanwhile, main dude is like, every single virus he can think of, he can create in his breath. So it's like, haha, you've got smallpox, haha, you've got Ebola, haha, you've got the plague, haha, you've got the X gene virus, haha, like just literally, haha, you've got all of these at the same time. And it's just like Wolverine getting completely mind and body raped for an entire issue, and still somehow escaping and doing his, I'm the best there is, I'm going to slash you all up and kill you, even though I'm pretty much falling apart and I'm the most hideous you've ever seen Wolverine. I mean, it's just like plague upon plague on body mutilation, but, you know, his guts are being sucked out his ear by a straw, and he's still trying to attack these people, even though he's like, oh, it's horrendous, plagues of bugs hatching out of his stomach and all this kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty vile. So not a comic for the lighthearted. Don't read Wolverine The Best There Is if you've got, you know, a weak stomach, or don't like extreme violence, torture, biochemical warfare, mind fuckery, and insanity. I mean, goodness, my god, one of these characters puts, like, I mean, you think, you know, you'd think Deadpool was like a nice, happy, well-rounded chap compared to some of the regenerative crazies that Windsor has managed to, you know, collect in his, like, little roundup. But just to make it even better, because, you know, absolute torture, violence, and Wolverine kicking everyone's ass because he's badass even if he's falling apart because he's got 10 plagues and a super virus brewing in his brain. They also add, in the second one, gay characters. Hallelujah. When I say gay characters, I mean they both identify themselves as male. They both look male. Their character types are male. And they are lovers, so technically they're in a gay relationship if you could be in a gay relationship when one of you is a self-aware nanotool who has corporeal form as male, and the other one is a genetically engineered supernatural shape-shifting alien whose original DNA was male. So yeah, nanotool and yeah, supernatural shapeshifter, they clearly have some interesting sex. I mean, there's a brilliant conversation about them meeting, and one of them not quite honest about who they truly were, and the other one a little bit disturbed by this thing, but kind of turned on at the same time, and the other one made him aware that the benefits of this relationship, and then somehow it clearly works, because, my goodness, you know, their sex looks a little odd. Not that they show it, but they kind of imply it, and there's a lot of, well, Mr. Nanotool can disintegrate his body into sparkly, glowy light particles, and goodness knows where they seem to be going in that picture, but other guy looks particularly happy to be swarmed by tiny little nanotools. I suppose, like, tiny nanotools on your nipples would probably be quite exciting. But I was very excited by this, like, oh my god, there's gay characters and they're good guys, and there's mental and torture and violence, and I'll go and buy it. It's just really, really good. And the other brilliant thing, past the fangirling for the gay and the yeah, Wolverine killing everybody and the oh my god, this is so disturbing, oh my god, there's his guts being puked at, and especially by the time the other X-Men turn up, and like, you know, you've got Cyclops getting a ruby-based fungal infection in his eyes that slowly tries to eat into his brain, and I'm like, yeah, Cyclops, you've got no eyes because fungus is eating your face. I'm not a big Cyclops fan, you know, and you've got Emma Frost like puking her guts out and like carbonising and stuff. It's great. But I've given so many spoilers, but then, oh well, this is Let's Spoil You. The best thing is they actually explain what's going on with Wolverine's mutant powers and his healing ability. If you've read Wolverine for as long as I have, you've been noticing that he seems to be getting more and more hardcore. And I thought this was just something they were doing, the fans, by making him even more invincible. And I was like, you know, it's now slightly getting to a stage where I'm thinking, Wolverine, nothing can kill him. Like, he's getting a little bit, he's so hardcore, it's like, you know, his heart gets ripped out and his body keeps on going. He's been dropped in molten lava and a skeleton has somehow crawled out. And as Emma says in the graphic novel, like, no, I don't think it's Emma. No, it might be Emma. His memories still knit back. Every time he's completely, every cell in his body is destroyed, he can regenerate. But there is some kind of almost supernatural element to the fact that his memories are coming back. And this is also true of all the other healers out there. So mutants and genetic experiments and misfits and aliens, all with this healing ability as strong as Wolverine's, there seems to be a kind of genetic stroke supernatural trait that means their memories stay intact. Most of them go mental, and Wolverine seems to be the only one that's kind of holding it together, unless he goes berserker and then there's no stopping the dude. But they actually talked about the evolution of Wolverine's powers in this graphic novel, and it was really good to kind of have an actual kind of a reason for why he seems to be getting more and more hardcore. And the fact is that Wolverine's mutation evolves because of the nature of having a healing factor. Every time he's destroyed, it heals. But because he's regenerating so quickly, he's actually evolving his own mutant gene at a faster rate than a normal person would evolve. Because a normal person would die and that'll be it. But he's still evolving. So therefore, every time something happens to him, his body heals it, but by healing it, it evolves to adapt to that specific, like, cause. So if he gets a disease, his healing factor heals it, his body, his mutant gene evolves to make sure it can cure that thing, and therefore, which is why he's like the best thing for antibodies in Marvelverse ever, because just give him the disease, his healing factor mutates, evolves, and it's just this cycle. And that's why he's getting more and more hardcore, because everything you do to him, he actually literally comes back stronger. So God knows what's going to happen to him in the future, because it's just like, it's just mentally tough, and his brain is just absolutely like, to be able to survive the stuff. Like, I love it. Emma turns round and had a little sneak peek in his head, and Cyclops is, so, and she's like, don't ask. Yes, I looked. No, it's not pretty. And yes, Scott, you wouldn't handle it. On that note, I'm going to love and leave. Obviously, you can follow me at Lone Dreamer Yowie, the Let Zoe Spoil You Facebook group, and the Let Zoe Spoil You website. For now, enjoy the rest of your evening and go out and buy Wolverine, the best there is. Bye!